4 things to consider and talk about before marriage. Before you ever come to the point of deciding whether to marry him or her, it is important to talk about the marriage itself and the key things and responsibility involved in the institution of marriage. Remember, marriage is a sacred union, and you don't want to risk your entire life in a bad marriage. That's why it's vital to think about this matter. The first thing is religion. While dating, it's important to know the religion and belief of your partner. If you are a Christian, you should consider marrying a Christian. Probably you have seen some people marrying a partner of a different religion. That is commonly known as interfaith or mixed marriage. The problem with marrying a person of a different religion is that the belief system might greatly differ from yours, and this by itself is a ground for conflict. Think of simple things such as sharing prayers. How will that be possible if you can't come in terms with your religious differences? For that reason and many more, I believe it's wise to marry someone who shares the same belief system with you. The Bible warns us against such marriage unions, as they are dangerous and have the effect of destroying our faith and relationship with God. The Bible declares in 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14 to 16, "Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness? What accord has Christ with Baal? Or what portion does a believer share with an unbeliever? What agreement has the temple of God with idols?" If you find such a marriage union working, probably someone is pretending and compromising the belief system for the sake of the relationship. They are putting their faith at stake, and it's not worth it at all. King Solomon tried this by marrying many strange women, who at last turned his heart from his God. The second thing is sex. Most of us have been taught since childhood that sex is evil and dirty. However, we now know that sex is a gift, a special gift from God in marriage. Most people engage in a relationship and even get married having this kind of an attitude towards sex. And this also becomes a ground for conflict in the marriage bed. That's why I believe it is important to talk about this matter in advance, as to know the other person's preconceived thoughts about sex in general. It's good to talk about your sexual preference and exactly what really turns you on. Also talk about your personal experience, especially if you had been involved in a previous sex relation. Just open your heart to your partner and let them accept you for who you really are. At this stage, leave no stone unturned. Remember, you are laying a foundation for your relationship, which will in turn affect your marriage in the years to come. If you are a victim of rape, please make sure to open up, as you also seek professional help and ask God to heal your heart from such pain. You can test your partner by asking relevant questions or anything that you think is important to be considered. Talk about how he will survive sexually when you are 8 to 9 months pregnant and when you deliver a child. During that period of healing, gauge their mind to hear what they have to say. Maybe that will give you a hint of their true personality. Talk about your medical issues which can possibly affect your sexual life together. For example, erection dysfunction. Be open to your partner and tell them the truth and nothing else but the truth. You don't want to be married by a person and surprisingly discover on your wedding night that he has an erection issue. Oh God. This will greatly harm the relationship as the trust will have been broken. It can be simply a medical issue. Just talk about it before marriage and seek medical help. The third thing to talk about is children. As we all know, children are a blessing to every marriage from God. It is always the desire of every couple to have children. Talk about the number of children you will desire to have, their gender, and how you will raise them, and even the environment on which they will be raised. Here, also talk about how you will be resolving your issues as a couple, never to involve the children in your marital issues. The fourth thing to talk about is money. Money is one of the greatest cause of conflict in most marriages, as we know, and you don't want to be ignorant of the same. Probably your partner is the kind of a person who spends on anything that catches his or her eyes, maybe a new glove, a new car, or anything else. Talk about your finances and how you intend to manage them together, even at an individual level. Talk about investment and your partner's purpose and goal in life generally. You don't want to marry an irresponsible person and end up losing everything you've worked hard on. Just think about it. Those were the four key things to consider before marrying him or her. Now you know. So thank you for watching. May God bless you. Before I forget, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also don't forget to click on the bell below so that every time I upload a new video on YouTube, you may receive a notification. God bless you more. Thank you.